Hi, I'm Eli Cusick, and I'm going to show my Rails application. Right now, the front end stuff needs to be fixed up. So until then, I'm just going to sort of show what the code base looks like and go through my biggest challenge. So for a little backstory, my wife is a tutor. She teaches English as a second language to Chinese students. And so I decided to create an application that could theoretically be used for tutors and students. Now with Rails convention over configuration, building controllers that have inheritance, I found to be rather tricky. So in order to keep it as dry as possible, I decided to use single table inheritance. I figured everything was small enough that I didn't need to create their own tables, and then students and tutors both inherit from that. So that's the database structure I used, was a single table inheritance. And then in order to have, basically needed full CRUD for both types of users. And there's a lot of overlap in what they do. So in order to not repeat myself, I had to develop this users controller inheritance structure. So here's our application controller, where we'll have the current user, and then users controller is going to inherit from that, of course, like all controllers in a Rails application will. And here I have most of the CRUD methods in the users controller. Even though there are no user templates for the front end, I did it almost all through the users controller, and then students and tutors inherit from the users controller. And then as you can see here, basically index is changed. So if theoretically teacher wanted to look at all the students, or an admin wanted to look at all the students, they could see just students. And then I use these private methods down here, user params and new user, to discern what stuff is pulled from the database. So all this stuff up here where user params is used, that's pulling from either student or tutor, depending on which user is currently doing that. So here's the tutors controller, and as you can see here, just indexed, and then I scoped out a highly rated route as well. And so yeah, just able to use this convention over configuration eventually to my advantage after having to fight through it quite a bit. I created this giant workaround to try and not repeat the code in the controller, and it was a complete mess, and this was a much more elegant solution. So hopefully I'll be putting up a new video soon once I make the front end look pretty and show omniauth and all that. But until then, that's my application, at least the most difficult part of it. So thanks for tuning in.